Michael Jonzun, Maurice Starr, Sugar Hill Records, and the early days of hip-hop. So after I worked at Intermedia Sound on Newbury Street, I'd been hired as the janitor because they didn't have a janitor. So I literally was sweeping the floors and cleaning the bathrooms. They had a sister studio called Century 3. That studio just did ads, jingles, voiceovers, stuff like that, and had a very 9-to-5 kind of schedule. So I went over to that studio as what's called the dub guy. So the dub guy makes tape copies. So we had cassette copies, reel-to-reel copies, because that's how they sent out the advertisements and the jingles to the radio stations to play. They would get some people that wanted to book the studio to do music and work it overnight. You know, obviously you want to book as many hours as you can. So they would throw me on those sessions. So two brothers came in a lot, and they were Michael Jonzun and Maurice Starr. So they would come in about 8 o'clock at night, we'd start, and Michael would just play the drums for like 5 minutes. He would just play a groove, 5 minutes, no click track, no nothing. Then Maurice would go in and play the bass. Then Michael would go and play some keyboards, and then Maurice would play some guitar, and they would keep piling up and building a track, just the two of them. And about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, inevitably Maurice would fall asleep. And so Michael would come and whisper in my ear, and he'd go, keep it down low, because I'm gonna change all the tracks. So he would start recording over some of the stuff that they'd previously done. So Maurice would wake up, now it's maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and he would be livid that the whole thing was changed. He'd be like, what did you do? You changed all the tracks. And then he would listen, and he would go, oh yeah, but that's good. Oh yeah, I like that. So by the time the sun was up, I would print this instrumental track. I'd print it to 1/4-inch tape, and they'd take the reel and leave. And this is in 1979, so it's the beginning of Sugar Hill Records in New Jersey. So they would drive the tapes from Boston down to New Jersey, give them to the Sugar Hill crew, and then a week later, a rap song would come out. And the most notable one was a thing called Showdown. Sugar Hill's first big hit was Rapper's Delight, but this was sort of a sequel to Rapper's Delight where two groups battled it out in this rap showdown. So it was Sugar Hill Gang and the Furious Five. And a note, and what will be another story at another time, Michael Jonzun ended up having a huge hit with the Jonzun Crew, Pac Jam, capitalizing on the Pac-Man craze of the time. And then his brother Maurice started a little boy band called New Edition. And they had a #1 hit. And then New Kids on the Block after that.
Pretty good story, right?